Hello students. Today in this lecture number 40 of Civil Procedure Code 1908, I am going to discuss with you very important provision of Civil Procedure Code 1908, that how a foreign judgment can be enforceable in India. It has been stated in my notes that a foreign judgment which is conclusive under section number 13 of the code can be enforced in India in two ways. The first way is by instituting the execution proceedings in India, and the another way is by instituting a suit on such foreign judgment. So whether we are going to file the execution proceeding or we are going to institute a civil suit will be depend on the factor whether the foreign judgment had been made by the superior court of the reciprocating territory or not. If the foreign judgment is passed by the superior court of the reciprocating territory, then it will be enforced by filing the execution proceedings. Okay, but if the foreign judgment is not passed by the superior court of the reciprocating territory, then it will be enforceable by instituting a civil suit on the basis of such foreign judgment. What is the meaning of reciprocating territory and superior court? Reciprocating territory means any territory or any country which is situated outside India, which by the notification of the central government in the official gazette declared to be the reciprocating territory for the purpose of section 44A of Civil Procedure Code 1908. That means to say only the judgment of that country will be executable in India which are reciprocating territory within the meaning of section 44A of Civil Procedure Code. Now I am going to discuss with you what is the first mode for the enforcement of the foreign judgment. The first mode is the execution proceeding. A foreign judgment which is passed by the superior court of reciprocating territory can be enforced by filing the execution proceedings in India under the provisions of section number 44A of the code. Section 44A states that execution of the decrees passed by courts in reciprocating territory. Section 44A subsection 1 states that where a certified copy, it is very important that the certified copy of a decree should be presented in the court of district court, where a certified copy of a decree of any of the superior court of any reciprocating territory has been filed in our district court. That is very important. The execution will be made by the district court, not by the civil judge senior division. Where a certified copy of a decree of any of the superior court of any reciprocating territory has been filed in a district court, the decree may be executed in India as if it had been passed by the district court. Subsection 2 states that not only the certified copy, a certificate from such superior court is also necessary, which will state the extent of the amount which has already been adjusted or satisfied in the foreign court. So section 44A subsection 2 states that together with the certified copy of the decree of the foreign court shall be filed a certificate from such superior court stating the extent, if any, to which the decree has been satisfied or adjusted. For example, if the decree was made for an amount of rupees 15 lakh and a sum of rupees 5 lakh has been satisfied before that foreign court, then together with the certified copy of the decree, a certificate will also be issued by that superior court which will state the extent, if any, to which the decree has been satisfied or adjusted. and after receiving this certificate, such certificate shall, for the purpose of proceedings under this section number 44A, shall be conclusive proof of the extent of such satisfaction or adjustment. That means to say, after receiving this certificate, the courts in India shall be conclusively assured that this amount which has been declared by the certificate was satisfied or adjusted in that foreign court. Section 44A subsection 3 states that all the provisions of section 47 of CPC. What is contained in section 47? Section 47 deal with what are the questions which are raised in the execution proceedings. All the provisions of section 47 which are applied normally in the execution proceeding shall also, from the filing of the certified copy of the decree, apply to the proceedings of a district court which is executing a decree under this section. Okay, and if the district court found that the foreign judgment falls within any exception of section number 13, then the district court shall refuse the execution of such type of decree. And what is stated further? And the district court shall refuse execution of any such decree if it is shown to the satisfaction of the court that the decree falls within any of the exceptions specified in clauses A to F of section number 13. Okay, and what is the meaning of reciprocating territory? Reciprocating territory means any country, it may be any country or it may be any territory which is outside India, which the central government of India may, by notification in the official gazette, declare to be a reciprocating territory for the purpose of this section number 44A. It means to say that only such country or territories which the central government by notification in the official gazette declared to be the reciprocating territory, only the decree of that reciprocating territory will be executable in India for the purpose of this section. And what is the meaning of superior court? Superior court with reference to any such reciprocating territory means such courts as may be specified in the said notification. Explanation number 2 states what type of decree can be executable in India. Only the money decree can be executable in India, but that money decree should not include any amount payable in respect of any tax or other charges or other amount of fine or other penalty due towards the government. What is the meaning of decree? We are going to study it. Decree with reference to a superior court means any decree or judgment of such court under which a sum of money is payable. That means to say only the money decree can be executable within the provisions of section number 44A. And this money decree should not be in respect of taxes or other charges of a like nature, or in respect of a fine or other penalty. But it is very important to note here that decree shall in no case include an arbitration award, even if such an award is enforceable as a decree or judgment. Okay, so this was something about section number 44A. And what are the various reciprocating territories which the central government by issuing the notification declare under section 44A of CPC? These are United Kingdom, Singapore, Bangladesh, UAE, Malaysia, Trinidad and Tobago, New Zealand, the Cook Island including Niue, and the Trust Territories of Western Samoa, Hong Kong, Papua and New Guinea, Fiji, Aden. These are 12 reciprocating territories, the decrees of which can be executable within India. In a very famous case, the Supreme Court of India in Moloji Narsingh Rao versus Shankar Sharan, AIR 1962, Supreme Court 1737, the Supreme Court of India held that a foreign judgment which does not arise from the order of a superior court of a reciprocating territory cannot be executed in India. It ruled that a fresh suit will have to be filed in India on the basis of the foreign judgment of a country which is not a reciprocating territory. So, where a judgment or a decree is not of a superior court of a reciprocating territory, then execution proceeding cannot be filed, but that foreign judgment may be enforced in India by instituting a civil suit on the basis of such foreign judgment. The general principle of law is that any decision by a foreign court, tribunal, or quasi judicial authority is not enforceable in a country unless such a decision is embodied in a decree of a court of that country. That means to say, only the decision is not sufficient for enforcement in India. That decision must be embodied in a decree of a court of that country. If it is embodied in a decree of a court of that country, then it can be enforceable in India. In such suits, the Court of India cannot go into the merits of the original claim which has already been adjudicated by the foreign court. That decision will be conclusive in India. It shall be conclusive as to any matter thereby directly adjudicated upon between the same parties by the foreign court. And what is the limitation period to file a suit? Such a suit must be filed within 3 years from the date of such judgment. Okay, and the last topic or point of this topic is that foreign currency conversion rate. Many times it has been seen that the decree which is passed by the foreign court, the amount awarded is generally in a foreign currency. Therefore, while enforcing the foreign decree in India, the amount has to be converted into the Indian currency. But how this amount is to be converted, that what will be the relevant date for conversion? It has been made by the Supreme Court of India in Forasal versus ONGC EIR 1984, Supreme Court 241. It was held by the Supreme Court of India that date of the decree should be used for the calculation. That means to say, the date when the decree was passed by the foreign court will be the date on which the conversion rate will be applied for the calculation in India. So this is something about this lecture of enforcement of foreign judgment. If you like my channel, then please subscribe my channel, and if any student want to take the notes of my lectures, then they can go to lawarticles2020.blogspot.com. Thank you very much.